What is up, Exiles? This is One Less One, and I'm bringing you a build guide video for my Blood Magic Burning Arrow Duelist. Seems like a little weird concept, but we're gonna go over it really quick. Touch on this video. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be going over the skill tree I have pulled up, my basic concept of the build, explain a couple of uniques that I'll be using, and what my hopes are for this build. So let's get into this. So this is a skill tree. It's 109 points. I think it's about around level 90 now, with the addition of Act 4 and all the new quests. But anyway, as I said at the start, this is a Blood Magic Burning Arrow Duelist. I have played lots of bow characters in this game before, but I've never really played anything besides like Split Arrow or Lightning Arrow or Blast Rain or Lightning Arrow or anything like that. So I figured I wanted to try something new and maybe try to break the mold a little bit and see what I can do with Burning Arrow. Now, the reason behind Burning Arrow is because it does have the highest base damage of any bow skill in the game. If you're familiar with the game, you guys know that. So basically, I wanted to build around that. And the way I'm building around it is using Pierce with the drill neck quiver. I have made a couple characters with drill neck. I made like an ice shot drill neck and a split arrow drill neck based bow character, but I've never done a burning arrow one. My thought process behind that is because the reason I wanted to try it is because burning arrow does have that the highest base damage, so I figured you could scale it pretty damn effectively as far as like damage. I'm gonna just pull up the wiki here so I can show you the drill neck if you're unfamiliar with this thing. So this is the mandatory unique for this build. Anyone that's played a Pierce bow base character uses this thing. It is basically like the quiver you want to use. You can get away with using a rare quiver until you obtain this thing. It's not too expensive. I bought mine for about 25 chaos in the Talisman Hardcore League, so it's not too bad. So you can play this on somewhat of a budget. 30 chaos really isn't too much, but I can understand if that seems like a lot for one item, especially if you're new to this game. Let's touch on offenses really quick in the tree itself. So I'm using 6 Frenzy Charges. I'm getting the 7th one from Act 2 Merciless. I have 95% increased attack speed and 213% physical damage with bows. That scaling alone should get you pretty high as far as DPS. I've never used a character with this much attack speed plus Frenzy Charges, so you're going to be just like a fiery machine gun of death, and it's going to be sweet, guys. It's going to be sweet. 80% increased projectile damage, 40% increased physical damage with attacks. That doesn't say with physical or any kind of specific attack, it just says attacks, so it does work with your bow attacks as well. Talk about the defenses really quick. 171% max life. I know it's a little low, but if you're looking for some more life, you can take these life and evasion nodes right here, take out these 3 attack speed nodes if you need to. You can take out these attack damage nodes right here. You don't necessarily need these, but I would suggest keeping them as long as possible. If you really need some more life, you can take this out, grab that life node here, grab this little life node here. You're sitting at 193 at that point, and you've only sacrificed about 24% attack speed. If you really need to, you can drop these 4 nodes right here, come up and grab these 3 life nodes here, and you can get up to a 207 if that fits your playstyle a little bit better. Then by all means. But for my experience, I'm going to be doing the more attack speed based character. Now, as far as uniques, I said the drill neck is mandatory. The one that I'm going to be doing for my build, I'm going to be using this Lionized Glare bow here. It's not the highest DPS bow, but it gives you this hits can't be evaded, which functions exactly like the Resolute technique, giving you a 100% chance to hit. I know you can scale crit with this bow without actually needing Resolute Technique, which is I've seen before. But the crit chance is low, and I figured, I'm just not gonna try bothering with it because I'd have to invest too much into crit nodes and all that to really make it work and worth your while. You can get away with getting a rare bow, and you can sacrifice 5 of your DPS points and come up here and grab the Resolute Technique Keystone if you really need to. But for my build, I'm going to try this Lionized Glare. You can buy one of these things for like 5 alterations. So if you have like a 5 link laying around in a chest piece, you can get this bow for like 5 alterations that can carry into the late game maps. As far as optional uniques, I'm going to be using the Hiri's Ire chest piece. The reason I'm going to be using this is, yes, it does give high evasion, which I'm going to be using Iron Reflexes to convert it into armor. But this 10% chance to dodge spell and attacks is great with acrobatics, which I have also taken on this build. I know that a lot of people are scared to take both of these together, but I can promise you can get enough armor to do what armor does best and still have acrobatics and have that extra layer of defense and be totally fine. You're not going to need a ton of armor on this build just because you're going to be really mobile and you're not going to be taking those really big physical hits. Armor's just best at reducing lots of rapid small hits, more than one giant hit, and if you can get anywhere from like 8 to 10,000 armor, without popping on granite, which I'm pretty sure you could with the right kind of gear, even with acrobatics, that'll be plenty armor for your character to survive. I will be playing this on the hardcore Talisman League, so yeah, I'm gonna come into game here really quick, show you guys the character I'm leveling so far. I have been leveling him. He's level 49 right now. I'm in Act 2 Cruel. I have picked up Blood Magic. This is the tree so far. I have picked up the Blood Magic here. Have you noticed I have taken these 2 life nodes? I haven't taken these yet, but this was just for some early game stuff. I have taken Blood Magic so far. I've gotten a couple DPS nodes here, and I just got my 5th Frenzy Charge, so I'm working on it. I have the Iron Reflexes so far. Let's go over to defenses really quick. 1,600 armor, not the greatest, but obviously I'm using some like really crappy leveling uniques. I'm using this 5 link just because it's a 5 link and has life on it. I have a better one sitting in my inventory that has like way higher evasion. I might be throwing that on a little bit later, but once I get Hiri's Ire, I'm going to be throwing that on instead. Leveling with the Gold Rim, you know, pretty standard stuff. Bought this bow for like, I don't know, 3 chaos. It's been working for me pretty well. Just some whatever rings. That one I got like a little 15. I've been using it since. Whatever necklace. I found one of these on the other character. It's been pretty sweet. That had physical damage, the max life, strength. It's pretty good. Just some whatever gloves. But I do have my drill neck already, and it is already corrupted. So I got this for fairly cheap. If it wasn't corrupted, I might have to pay a little bit more because you can corrupt like an additional arrow on that, and that's really huge from builds. But I just decided not to. I'm just going to give you guys a quick demo of just the build as I'm leveling it. I do want to apologize for this video. I'm going to be clipping a little bit. For some reason, as I'm streaming and trying to record video, my OBS just clips black frames in there every once in a while, even though it says I'm not dropping frames, so I don't even know what's going on with that. So if you're watching this video, I do apologize, but I'll just give you guys a real basic run through of the character in action. I do use one aura. I use the Herald of Ash here just because the extra physical damage is pretty good. I'm sitting at 2,500 DPS before frenzy charges, and I do run 5 of them right now. So let's just show you guys what's going on with it. Pop my Blood Rage here. Okay. Frenzy charges haven't gotten quite stacked up yet. And I do use Enduring Cry just for the little bit extra defenses, but it is not really my main concern. So as you can see, the reason I'm using my Herald of Ash, because Burning Arrow has an inherent chance to ignite, which is kind of cool. You can kind of double dip on ignite. You can ignite from this thing, and then if your overkill damage from Herald of Ash is bigger, it will take over. So you're always getting some extra damage on the character. Not the greatest so far. I haven't gotten quite 100% chance to pierce head on my character. I am working on that towards the tree. But as you can tell, even though I'm using Burning Arrow, my AoE clear speed is actually still pretty decent. I know this is City of Sarn, so it's not really anything impressive, but as I've been leveling this character, I have been surprised at the efficiency of Burning Arrow and Pierce together. It does quite a bit of damage, and if I really need to, I can swap in the physical attack damage for the GMP. So with 5 Frenzy Charges, I'm up to 3.3k DPS. I know it's not quite a bunch, but you know, I've got, like I said, I just got kind of like whatever gear on right now. As I level up, I think this character is just going to get exponentially better, and I'm super excited to play it. As far as the video, I think that's going to be it, guys. I'll be doing a build update video a little bit later once I get all my uniques equipped, and let you guys see that. So once I get all those uniques equipped, but for now, I'm just gonna keep leveling this character. He's a ton of fun. I really suggest you trying this build. It's really easy. Having blood magic early on just takes the guesswork out of basically the entire game. If you just get a little bit of life leech and some life regeneration from the tree like I have, you'll just be cruising through the game. I will be including in the link of this video a blood magic and a non-blood magic variation of this build. Both pierce chance, both using the drill neck, but if you like not using blood magic and having auras, then feel free to check that out and decide which one works for your playstyle. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks for stopping in. On one note, as we're leaving the video, remember, do not stand in the fire, guys, unless you are the one making it. I'm Willis1, and thank you for watching.